Garoppolo will have a shorter season than some next season. ESPN's Adam Schefter reporting the NFL suspending the Raiders quarterback 2 games for violating the league's performance-enhancing substances policy.
Is this the most shocking pop for PED usage in sports history? When this tweet came across my timeline, I couldn't believe what I was reading. From Adam Schefter himself, Raiders quarterback Jimmy Girapolo is being suspended 2 games for violating the NFL's performance-enhancing substances policy. The policy violation is related to him using a prescribed medication without having a valid therapeutic use exemption. Now, even though he's the Raiders quarterback and I'm a Raider hater, I actually feel for Jimmy G here. The dude has gone through so much in his career. First of all, he got drafted to probably the worst possible landing spot he could have went to replace Tom Brady, who was still like 10 years away from needing to be replaced at that moment. And Jimmy would eventually find himself on the other side of this. I mean, damn, man, that was probably the worst place to get drafted to and have a great career. Obviously, Brady would show to the Patriots that he was like 15 years from retirement, and they'd trade Jimmy Garoppolo to the San Francisco 49ers. And immediately the 49ers would put a max contract on Jimmy G, putting all of the pressure on this man's back when, mind you, he was a backup up until this point. But he was supposed to be the second coming of Brady, and he was going to bring the 49ers their Super Bowl. And he took the 49ers to a Super Bowl, but absolutely choked it away. And I think in that moment, in that Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs, Kyle Shanahan realized that he's not winning a Super Bowl with Jimmy G at quarterback. So then Garoppolo ends up on the other side of the dilemma that he was on with Tom Brady. And now he is in at starting quarterback. But the team has clearly invested in Trey Lance behind him. And he has to prove to the 49ers that he's going to make it another 10 years like Tom Brady to save his damn job. Of course, more playoff choke jobs were on Jimmy G's horizon with the Niners. But in this situation, with a team as good as the 49ers were at that time, kind of saw the difference between Jimmy G and Tom Brady. And again, the whole Patriots dynasty just keeps coming back to one man. Because I don't think Bill Belichick wins any more Super Bowls if he made the move to Jimmy G at that point in time. But anyways, by the time Garoppolo had left San Francisco, he was beat to shit, couldn't stay on the field, couldn't throw the ball more than like 30 yards. And for some dumbass reason, the Raiders went and picked the guy up and tried to make him their starting quarterback this last season. And from the jump, we all knew that this was going to go wrong. Raiders fans were in denial, but even all of you knew that this was going to go wrong. He was brought in to replace Derek Carr, who, despite leaving his whole heart on that damn football field, couldn't win over the Raiders. Already with a severely injured foot. He wasn't even cleared when he signed with the team, which is probably where this PED pop came in. And I'm not laughing because testing positive for PEDs is funny by any means necessary, but Jimmy Garoppolo testing positive for PEDs is fucking hilarious. Because let's look at Jimmy G's stats before and after he got on the juice. In his final season with the 49ers, he had 2,437 yards, 16 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions, shockingly. And even the season before that, he went for 20 touchdowns. A couple years before that, 27 touchdowns. But this year, on the sauce with the Raiders, what the fuck happened? Is Jimmy Garoppolo the first athlete to ever get on performance-enhancing drugs and get worse? In all reality, Jimmy was probably using some kind of banned substance to recover from all his injuries. The dude has been hurt and going through physical rehab and physical therapy his entire career. We saw a similar situation with DeAndre Hopkins recently. Guys get hurt, they get prescribed medicine by their doctor that normally they would get to recover from the injury, not knowing that it's a banned substance on the banned list, and then they pop later on. And the NFL waits until months after the season's ended to announce that they had popped. And then they suspended him for 2 games. Like he's going to get signed to a team next season. I just don't see Jimmy G filling that backup role once again in the NFL. I don't see a spot in the league where he's an upgrade at quarterback to anyone. You're better off going with a young Hail Mary shot at a franchise quarterback like Aiden O'Connell than bringing Jimmy G in. It's time for Garoppolo to pack it up.
The Raiders were already planning to move on from Garoppolo, expected to cut him before the 5th day of the new league year.
And I mean, pack everything up, Jimmy, and head to Hollywood, somewhere where I think you'd love to live. Just a hunch from some rumors that we've all heard. And let's get this TV deal done. Fox Sports, ESPN. I'm looking out for Jimmy Girapolo here. Someone come and sign my man. Comment down below, is Jimmy Girapolo the first athlete to use performance-enhancing drugs and get worse? And then once you're done, please like the video real quick. It's completely free, takes 2 seconds, and sends this video off to more NFL fans in the algorithm. And if you're an NFL fan, make sure you subscribe to the channel for the most electrifying NFL content on the internet.
If you're some man,
Make sure you have the notification bell turned on. If you guys would like to get your own hater t-shirts, I got Raider hater, 49er hater, Cowboy hater, Packer hater, Charger hater, Chief hater t-shirts over on my TikTok shop. It's Ball Buster Clothing. I will put the link in the description to this video. How can you take your fandom to the next level? You already love your team to the max. Start hating on your rivals to the max. What impact this 2-game suspension will have on Jimmy Garoppolo's career, I guess sooner rather than later, the ball won't lie. Just pick up the headset, Jimmy.
I gave you fair warning, beware. Smack him in the end zone.